वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि कृष्ण। I welcome all the devotees for today's Bhagavata Ratnamala session. Today we will discuss a shloka from the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. This shloka is spoken by Vidura to Maitreya Muni. It's a very nice shloka that describes how we need to seek essence while hearing topics in this world. तदस्य कौशारवशर्मदातुर हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम् उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्य इवार्तबन्धो शिवाय नः कीर्तयतीर्थकीर्तेः। तदस्य कौशारवशर्मदातुर हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम् उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्य इवार्तबन्धो शिवाय नः कीर्तयतीर्थकीर्ते। Okay, Krishiva first line. तदस्य कौशारवशर्मदातुर Okay, thank you. Next, Divya Krishna, second line. हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम्
हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम् हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम् हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम् हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम्.
Good. Next.
May I recite the full shloka?
Huh?
May I recite the full shloka?
Yeah, after we finish the round. Priyansh. उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्य इवार्तबन्धो
उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्य इवार्तबन्धो उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्य इवार्तबन्धो उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्य इवार्तबन्धो.
Next. कीर्तिदा. शिवाय नः कीर्तयतीर्थकीर्तेः
शिवाय नः कीर्तयतीर्थकीर्ते शिवाय नः कीर्तयतीर्थकीर्ते शिवाय नः कीर्तयतीर्थकीर्ते.
Okay, 2 lines at a time. Ready? Naimisha. तदस्य कौशारवशर्मदातुर
तस्य कौशारवशर्मदातुर
हरे हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम्.
हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम्.
Recite together. Okay, Jahnavi. उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्य इवार्तबन्धो शिवाय नः कीर्तयतीर्थकीर्तेः.
उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्य इवार्तबन्धो शिवाय नः कीर्तयतीर्थकीर्ते.
Good. Again.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Recite again.
उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्य इवार्तबन्धो शिवाय नः कीर्तयतीर्थकीर्ते. उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्य इवार्तबन्धो शिवाय नः कीर्तयतीर्थकीर्ते.
Thank you. Next, full shloka.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. तदस्य कौशारवशर्मदातुर हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम् उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्य इवार्तबन्धो शिवाय नः कीर्तयतीर्थकीर्ते.
Thank you.
Yes,
Next.
Prabhuji. तदस्य कौशारवशर्मदातोर्हरेः कथामेव कथासु सारम् उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्यः इवार्तबन्धो शिवाय नः कीर्तयतीर्थकीर्तेः। थैंक यू प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण, दंडवत प्रणाम।
तदस्य कौरस्य
तदस्य कौशारवशर्मदातुर्
तदस्य कौशा शर्मदातुर्
तदस्य कौशारवशर्मदातुर्
तदस्य कौशारवशर्मदातुर् हरे कथमेव कथासु सारम् उद्धृत्य पुष्पे जयवर्तबन्धो शिवाय न कीर्तय तीर्थकृते। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
गुड। नेक्स्ट शांभवी।
यस प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु। तदस्य कौशव शर्मदातुर् हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम् उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्यैवार्तबन्धो शिवाय कीर्तय तीर्थकीर्तः।
गुड। चिन्मयी।
तदस्य कौशारवशर्मदातुर् हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम् उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्यैवार्तबन्धो शिवाय नः कीर्तय तीर्थकीर्ते।
ग्रेट। नेक्स्ट।
तदस्य कौशारवशर्मदातुर् हरे कथम् एव कथासु सारम् उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्यैवार्तबन्धो शिवाय नः कीर्तय तीर्थकीर्ते।
गुड। वैष्णवी। there?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। तदस्य कौशारमशरं दातुर् हरेर्कथम् एव कथासु सारम् उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्यैवार्तबन्धो शिवाय नः कीर्तय तीर्थकीर्ते।
Good. Next.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। तदस्य कौशारवशर्मदातुर् हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम् उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्यैवार्तबन्धो शिवाय नः कीर्तय तीर्थकीर्तेः।
Thank you. So the context of the shloka is like this. Vidura meets Maitreya Muni to learn Srimad Bhagavatam from him. Actually, Vidura first meets Uddhava and asks him, can you please become my guru? I want to learn the science of God, learn about Krishna from you, because Krishna personally instructed you. But Uddhava said, no, you are like my father, you are elder to me, I'm not very comfortable to teach you. And on top of it, Krishna has given me an important service that I need to go to Badrikashram and then give his message to the sages. Therefore, I suggest that you go and meet Maitreya Muni at Haridwar. And he also heard the teachings, spiritual teachings from Krishna along with me. So you can go and talk to him. So then Vidura goes to Maitreya Muni and requests Maitreya Muni, Maitreya, can you please teach me the essence of all topics, that is Harikatha? So that's the context. Okay. So now let us see the shloka line by line. Tadasya kausharava sharma dhatur. So tat here refers to therefore. Basically, he spoke so many shlokas in the past about the glory of Krishna Katha. So he said, therefore, he's concluding. Asya means the Supreme Lord Krishna, means it's a pronoun. So Kausharava, oh Maitreya Muni. Maitreya Muni has another name called Kausharava. Oh dear Maitreya Muni, you are Sharma Dhatur, means you are bestower of auspiciousness. Right? Data means one who is a donor, one who donates, one who gives. Sharma means auspiciousness. So you are bestower of auspiciousness. Why he is bestower of auspiciousness? Because he is going to speak Srimad Bhagavatam. He is going to speak Harikatha. So one who speaks Harikatha bestows the real auspiciousness on all living beings. You know that, right? Even the gopis of Vrindavan, in the middle of Gopi Gita, they say that one who speaks Harikatha, one who broadcasts the glories of the Supreme Lord Krishna all over the world, he is the most benevolent benefactor of the entire world. The gopis say, right? You know what is that shloka? Who knows that shloka? Where the gopis say, Yes, Krishiva.
तव कथामृतं तत्त्वजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्पशापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जना.
Correct. Bhuvi grinanti ye bhurida jana. Bhurida jana means one who is very benevolent, very magnanimous. So those who are speaking Harikatha, speaking Krishna Katha, and trying to bring people closer to Krishna are very benevolent. They are bestowing the greatest auspiciousness. Now, at the end of Bhagavad Gita, also Krishna says, one who teaches this supreme science of Bhagavad Gita, this confidential knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to my devotees is very dear to me. You know that shloka? Where Krishna says, a teacher of Bhagavad Gita is dear to me. Anyone here? You know Bhagavatam shloka, you don't know Gita shloka? Yes, Krishna, Papas.
ये इदं परमं गुह्यं भक्तस्व विदास्यति भक्ति वै परां कृत्वा भावे शत्य संशयः.
Yedam paramam guhyam mad bhaktyeshu abhidasyati. This paramam guhyam, this most confidential knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, whoever teaches this to my devotees is very dear to me. There is no one who is as dear to me as this person, right? So one who speaks Krishna Katha is Sharma Datur. He is bestower of auspiciousness. The greatest auspiciousness or welfare of the entire humanity is caused by spreading the glories of Krishna, not by spreading gossip, not by spreading criticism, not by spreading negativity and inauspicious topics and soul degrading topics, right? So auspiciousness is caused by spreading Krishna Katha. And he says, Hare Katham eva Kathasu Saram. Katha means topics. There are so many topics in this world. But of all these topics, Saram means essence. The most essential topic is Harikatha. Those topics that are connected to Krishna are certainly the most essential topics in the entire creation. In this world, there are hundreds and thousands of topics. Topics about sports, topics about movies, topics about politics, topics about, I don't know, everything else. What is that? Stock market, business. So many topics are there. Yeah, some of them or many of them may be essential for survival in this world. That's fine, to maintain the body. So we acknowledge the importance of those topics to some degree. But the most essential of all the topics is Krishna Katha, right? If we are always focusing on those topics that are helpful for our bodily maintenance, when will we focus on those topics that are helpful for our soul? We are not bodies, right? We are souls. As long as we are in the bodies, we may have to take care of the body. To that degree, we may have to focus on certain topics that are connected to bodily maintenance. Fine. We understand that. But we are souls. We are not bodies. So what topics are we hearing? What topics are we relishing for the nourishment of the soul? That's important. Hare Kathameva Kathasu Saram. Of all the topics available in this entire creation, Hari Katha is the most essential topic. Kathasu Saram, it's the essence, right? Then, Udhrutya Pushpebhya Iva Artha Bandho. Very simple example is given. Nice example. Right? He says, Udhrutya means you quote. Okay, you quote several examples and pastimes of the Supreme Lord Krishna. So, how you have to speak Bhagavatam, how you have to speak Harikatha? Pushpebhya. Just like there is a bee that goes into a garden and goes to a flower and extracts the essence of the flower. What is the essence of flower? What is the essence of a flower? Yes.
So yeah, essence of flower is nectar.
Honey. Okay. So a honeybee goes to the flower and is not distracted by the leaves or twigs or other even petals in the tree, in the plant or tree. So it is focused on the essential nectar drops, the honey that is present within the flower. While a housefly goes all over the garden and tries to sit on the benches and the gazebos and the pathways and dustbins especially, and then relishes the dust, relishes nonsense there. But a honeybee seeks essence. We are supposed to follow the example of honeybees and seek essence, and not supposed to follow the example of flies, house flies, and seek nonsense. So house flies are all over the place, right? So they are not focused. They are not searching for the essence. They are searching for nonsense, right? So there are so many topics in this world. To the degree it is essential and important for us to maintain our body, we can take some interest in certain topics for bodily maintenance, but we need to uplift our consciousness, spiritual consciousness. For that, we need to hear Harikatha. So Pushpebhya, please seek the essence of all topics. Please share the essence of all topics, just as honeybee seeks only nectar. Iva Artha Bandho. Now, the speaker of Krishna Katha is described as Sharma Dhatur. What is Sharma Dhatu? We just described. What is Sharma Dhatu? Yes, Yashoda. What is Sharma Dhatu?
One who spreads auspiciousness.
One who bestows auspiciousness. Now, second quality of a speaker of Krishna Katha is Artha Bandhu. Artha means distress. Bandhu means relative or friend, right? Artha Bandhu means you are the friend of distressed. In this material world, most people are distressed. Most people are encountering so many difficulties, so many miseries. There are 3 types of miseries. What are the 3 types of miseries? Yes.
Prabhu, the Adhyatmic, Adi Bhautik and Adi Daivik.
What does it mean? Okay, you let Shubhangi say.
Hare Krishna. First is Adi Bhautik, which is by distress which we get by people in this world, and Adi Devik, the ones which we get by our karma, and Adi Adhyatmic, which are given by Devtas.
Okay. No, you have jumbled some things. Okay. Adhyatmika means the miseries caused by body and mind. Okay. Adi Bhautika Kleshas means the miseries caused by other living entities, by our neighbors, by dogs outside, by mosquitoes outside, right? Miseries caused by other living beings. Adi Daivika means miseries caused by natural disturbances, right? By higher powers. So these are the 3 material miseries. So we are constantly tormented because of these 3 miseries. So those who are speaking Krishna Katha are friends of distressed people. Iva Artha Bandho. Artha means one who is distressed because of the 3-fold miseries. Bandhu means one who is friend. So now you tell me, just because somebody is speaking Harikatha, which is the essence of all topics, how can that person act as a friend of distressed people? If mosquitoes are biting him, this person will relieve him from the mosquito bite. Or if they have some financial problems, this speaker of Krishna Katha will solve their financial problems. He'll clear their debts. So what is the logic behind calling a speaker of Krishna Katha as friend of distress, Artha Bandhu? Okay, who will answer? Same hands are raising always. Okay, any new hands? Gauranga, you want to answer? How is a speaker of Krishna Katha friend of distressed people?
Because they are actually helping the soul inside the body and to entangle the soul from materialness.
Okay, good. Very good. Thank you. Next. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Unmute.
Yes, Prabhuji, actually people are more distressed from inside rather than outside. So the speaker of Bhagavatam, it will while listening the narrations of Bhagavatam, they will be able to see miseries not as miseries but the Krishna's hand in it.
Okay, they will be able to see Krishna's hand, and a speaker of Krishna Katha will remind them of the glories of Krishna, and people will see Krishna's hand behind all happenings in this world. Good point. Yes, Jahnavi, what's your perspective?
Prabhuji, Krishna Katha gives happiness, so it relieves them from distress.
Wow, such an amazing perspective. Krishna Katha gives happiness and relieves us from distress. Excellent. Thank you, Jahnavi. Next. Who else? Someone has raised hand. Yes, Yashoda, you had something to say?
Prabhu, in this material world, like everyone is in distress, but then like people who speak about Krishna Katha, like at least know little about happiness, so they can remove people from distress to happiness.
Okay, Shri Ram. Thank you.
Prabhuji, when we hear the Krishna Katha, then our mind which is in distress, hearing the sweet pastimes of Krishna will also go into Krishna and forget all the distress.
Very good. Thank you. Okay, one last opinion by some great soul. Yes, Shambhavi, you want to say something?
Yes, Prabhuji. So that they will be in association with the speaker.
Okay.
Krishna's devotees.
Yes. Basically, when a devotee is glorifying Krishna, the devotee is glorifying Krishna is being Krishna conscious. By associating with that devotee, we are also tuned into that frequency of Krishna consciousness, right? And when we are Krishna conscious, we become oblivious to the surroundings. We become oblivious to the temptations and tribulations in this world. So the solution to material miseries is to be absorbed in spiritual consciousness. When we are absorbed in spiritual consciousness, we'll become oblivious to material dualities, happiness or distress, right? So to save ourselves from material vibrations, material influences, we need to cover ourselves, our minds and our hearts with spiritual sound vibrations. The more we hear Krishna Katha, the more we hear from devotees of Krishna like Maitreya Muni, the more we identify ourselves as servants of Krishna, devotees of Krishna, children of Krishna. So the more we identify ourselves with our spiritual designations as servants of Krishna, we will not be affected by the miseries caused by material designations, right? Material designations cause so much distress. If I identify myself as a king, I'm always in distress that some other king will take away my kingdom, right? If I identify myself as an employee, I may be in distress that my job may go away if I don't perform well. If I identify myself as with some other material designation, material identity, I will always be in insecurity of losing that identity, losing that privilege. So as some children said, when we hear Krishna Katha, the simple, profound pastimes of Krishna, we actually become spiritually joyful. The process of Bhakti Yoga, in which Shravanam is foremost, is Susukham Kartum Avyayam. It is meant to give us spiritual bliss. In comparison to this Bhaktyananda that we get by hearing Krishna Katha, the misery of the material world will become insignificant, right? We cannot stop the miseries. We cannot stop the miseries in this world, just like in monsoon, we cannot stop rain. It will rain, but we can take an umbrella. Similarly, we cannot stop miseries in this world, but we can take the umbrella of Krishna Katha. When we hear Hari Katha from a devotee, we are being exposed to some encouraging, positive, spiritual sound vibrations that completely nourish our hearts and yet that make us oblivious to the material temptations, material tribulations around, right? So that's why several devotees in this Srimad Bhagavatam, they aspire to hear Krishna Katha from devotees even though the Lord is personally standing in front of them. They say, we don't want liberation. We want hundreds and thousands of years to be able to hear Krishna Katha, right? So that's how a devotee acts as Artha Bandho, the real friend of distressed, okay? One who reminds us of our original position as a child of God, as a servant of the Lord, is causing us greater welfare than a person who may solve an immediate material difficulty. Of course, that is required. We acknowledge that, right? So material problem is there and you get a material solution. You can be grateful to that person who gave that solution. But if someone says that you don't have to experience these problems at all, you perform Bhakti Yoga, you get out of this material world and there is absolutely no material problems. But within the material world, there is a material problem and you solve that material problem with a material solution, you still remain in the material world only. But one who is speaking Krishna Katha will take you out of the material world. No more material bliss. Right? So that's the greatness of hearing Krishna Katha from devotees. Shivaya naha kirtayatirtha kirtehe. Shivaya naha. So Shivaya again means auspiciousness. Right? Naha, please cause auspiciousness to us. He again says. Kirtaya means to glorify. Tirtha kirtehe means the kirtis of Krishna, means the glories of Krishna are like tirthas, holy places of pilgrimage. Now you tell me why Krishna's glories are called holy places of pilgrimage. You will answer this question. The holy place of pilgrimage is known to purify the hearts or purify us from sinful reactions. And why Krishna Katha, why glories of Krishna are compared to holy places of pilgrimage? Any new names? Previous question is answered by several kids. Yes, you didn't answer.
So Prabhuji, just like places of pilgrimage, they relieve us from our sins and give us the pure love of Godhead.
Okay, correct. Anything else? Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, just as we take bath in the holy tirthas, we take bath in the nectarian Krishna Katha, we will our sins are destroyed. And also in the 9th canto, when Mother Ganga was descending on the earth, so she said that what will happen if all bad people will bathe in me. So the Bhagirath said that when good people, when devotees will bathe in you, then you will get relieved of all your sins.
Right.
So
correct.
devotees are even more glorious than various
Holy rivers.
because they carry the Lord
When
within
we,
their hearts.
yes, thank you, Prabhu. When we go and take bath in holy rivers, our sinful reactions may be removed. But when we take bath in the nectarian narrations of Krishna spoken by a devotee, our sinful propensities are removed. Our sinful desires are removed. When the sinful desires themselves are removed, then there is no sinful activity, there is no sinful reaction. So activity is there because of desire. If the desire itself is removed, no activity, there is no reaction for that action. Okay. Yes, Sriram, you want to say something more?
The speaker who tells the about Krishna, his heart is only carrying the Lord. So there is like a holy place in his heart. So whenever he speaks, the vibrations of a holy place, all the good vibes in the holy place purifies us.
Correct. The heart of a devotee is like a holy place because Krishna is there in that holy place. Right? Beautiful. I would like to hear more. Anyone else who want to say? Someone raised hand, I think. Okay. Any other new perspectives? Yes, Shubhangi.
Prabhuji, tirthas are those places where the Lord incarnates, and so and if we hear the Krishna Katha, then it's Lord Krishna manifesting as the sound vibrations. So
okay, thank you. Okay, one last. Gauranga wants to say.
So I think maybe when Krishna, when we are hearing about Krishna, we desire to hear more, and we can, if we are pure enough, we will have Krishna in our heart, and that will become a holy dham. And a holy dham is where Krishna is.
Correct. Thank you so much for all your perspectives. So basically, this is the meaning of the shloka, where Vidura is requesting Maitreyi Muni, you are Sharma Dhatu, you bestow auspiciousness to everyone by speaking Hari Katha, which is the essence of all topics. And you are Artha Bandho, you are the friend of all distressed people, because you are speaking Krishna Katha. So please speak. Shivaya Naha, to cause auspiciousness to all of us. Kirtaya tirtha kirtehe, glorify that Lord whose glories are like holy places of pilgrimage, right? Glorify that Lord whose glories are like holy places, right? Where we are completely purified. So meaning is clear. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I think I don't have to speak in the class. the kids will speak the class. I'll just be a facilitator. Yes, you can start reciting the shloka again. Vaishnavi, recite.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Tadasya Kausharam Sharma Datur Harer Katam Eva Katasu Saram Udartya Pushpebhya Varta Bandho Shivaya Nah Kirtaya Tirtha Kirte.
Thank you. Naimisha.
हरे कथामेव कथासु सारम् उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्य इवारत बान्धो शिवाय न कीर्तय तीर्थकीर्ते.
Good. Shambhavi.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. तदस्य कौसरव शर्म धातुर हरे कथमेव कथासु सारम् उद्धृत्य पुष्पेभ्य वर्त बन्धो शिवाय न कीर्तय